Hello, everyone. This is Kavita with Aligned and Soulful Success. And today I want to talk in detail about how your beliefs impact your success. So, you may have heard all the talk about being positive, that you need to tell yourself good things, positive things, maybe affirmations on a regular basis so that you can create the life that you want, right? And so I'm not here to dismiss that. I want to take that a little further. Okay. Because yes, it's important to be positive and it's important to notice when you are not being positive, when you see something externally and it impacts you, and you start to maybe overthink about it. You can't stop thinking about it. You're trying to dismiss it. You're trying to let it go by telling yourself positive affirmations and it's not working. Okay. So that is when you are going to be clear, when it's clear to you that these are actually your beliefs. Okay, there's something in your subconscious mind. There's something there that is impacting what you are seeing and why you are being kind of triggered by something outside of you. And so when I say, when I ask the question, how do your beliefs impact your success? In this case, these beliefs, these subconscious beliefs, are impacting your success more than you realize. Okay, so how do you know what your beliefs are? Well, if I asked you that question, you would probably start by saying that, the things that you've been told growing up, you'd maybe tell about your own experience running your business. Maybe there are people you follow and that you've learned from. Maybe you've had mentors or business coaches that you've worked with, and maybe you've been around other entrepreneurs, or maybe you haven't. So all the things that you believe would be based on all of those experiences, right? And so then our brain takes those experiences, it processes them, and it creates memories. Okay. Now, what about the fact that our brain then takes what's happening around us and process it based on the past memories? But our past memories, we often don't even remember accurately. Okay, so then if I ask you what your beliefs are, you may not actually be sure, right? If those beliefs were based on actual evidence. Okay, because if you do not remember accurately, and that's how your beliefs are created, then what does that say? What does that say? That says to me, at least, and I hope that's what you're seeing, is that your beliefs come from past experiences and actually just things you may have heard, right? And so those beliefs are then processed through your brain and not remembered correctly. Okay? So then you have the ability to create new beliefs based on what you want to truly happen, what you really want to experience in your life, right? And so how do you do that? You start with the results that you're getting outside of you, what you're seeing, right? Whatever you're seeing is actually the clearest evidence of what your beliefs are. Okay. So if you are seeing high levels of success, if you are really happy and satisfied with your business, if everything's going well, then those are your beliefs, that you believe that businesses, you can be successful in business. But maybe then there's some other beliefs that if I reach a certain income level, then I would have to give up something. Okay. There might be something you need to give up, or there's something that you would have to do that you don't want to do. Okay. So I'll give you an example, a personal example. So growing up, I grew up in a family of entrepreneurs. And one of the things that happened is that my parents had to sacrifice a lot. They were gone a lot. We didn't get to do a lot of things as a family together because they would work a lot, long hours, and especially during busy times, right? And as we know, as entrepreneurs, there's usually not like a steady schedule, right? There are ebbs and flows in your schedule. There are times of the year that tend to be a little fuller, your schedule, and there are times of a year that are not as full. Okay. And then so that in that case, when it came to my experience, it was that when my parents were making a lot of money and were successful, they actually had to sacrifice their personal life. Okay. Now, for years, I didn't realize that this underlying belief impacted how I showed up, right? So I had felt subconsciously, I had decided that if I was successful, that was equal to having to give up personal life, right? And personal experiences and experiences with my family. And so, experiences with my family and my personal life, it's really important to me, right? And so, in fact, that is the one of the reasons that I chose this path, this entrepreneurial path, was so that I could be present for my family, right? So then obviously this is something that creates an internal conflict for me, right? There's this internal conflict of I want to be there for my family, but subconsciously my brain has connected this success to not having a personal life. Okay? So it seems really obvious as I explain it right now. But if I believe, like, oh, I can be successful, and I'm telling myself and I'm giving myself positive affirmations and I'm taking all the action steps and I'm doing all the things, right, to move forward, but I'm not seeing the success matching my efforts, right? Then that's when I started to really look at those internal beliefs and, did some work with coaches and, really went into those beliefs and brought them out, right? Brought them out in front so that I could really look at them and then move through those beliefs so that they don't impact me anymore because they were impacting me without me realizing it, right? Because if you had asked me actually what my beliefs were, I wouldn't have said that. I would not have said that I believed that you had to give up your personal life to be successful. In fact, I had evidence around me of people that were successful and didn't have to give up their personal life, right? And so there were people around me like that, but I didn't realize that that childhood experience that I had really been the foundation of the belief of what you had to give up to be successful. Now that was just one layer, right? And the insight of the belief is one step towards working through that, right? And then there is the actual most important part of that, which is the emotion, right? And even as I'm telling you this right now, I can still feel like some remnants of that emotion in my body, right? And if you're empathic, you might be really in tune with those sensations in your body. And as you're in tune with that, it can feel more intense. A lot of empaths and sensitive people feel the emotions really intensely. And we will do things to avoid feeling those emotions, right? So how it felt not to have a personal life, not to be able to do those things with my family, that kind of loss that I felt, right? And that I can still feel that a little in my body as I'm telling you the story. And so I know that can still impact how I show up in the world, right? It can impact how I show up in my business, right? It'll impact the results without me even realizing it. Okay. And so bringing it forward and kind of knowing that the feeling is the way, right? So the insight's just part of it. The thoughts, the affirmations, it's just part of it. You really, really, in order to move past this conditioning, you really need to work through the emotional aspect of it and know that you're going to be okay no matter what you're feeling, right? It's a feeling. Okay. And so what is it for you? I ask you when you're looking at your own path, right? If you are an empathic person or an empathic entrepreneur and you're looking at your business and you're maybe not receiving the results that you would like, it's time to look inward. It's time to see what do you really believe? And the way to do that is to see when you're feeling that emotion arise. Okay. And then emotion allows you to get the insight and then you work through the emotion. And of course, this is, I say this a lot, but I do believe a lot of these things is hard for us to see ourselves, and to work with someone to help you do that is ideal. Okay. So, so looking at your beliefs that are obvious is just a start. When you really want to impact your beliefs and your results, you need to look at all the beliefs that you have from your subconscious mind, and work through those. And so, one of the areas that I notice a lot and that I keep hearing over and over again from empathic entrepreneurs is figuring out who they want to serve. Right? Empaths are such amazing individuals and much needed in the world, right? And so figuring out who we want to help and narrowing that down to kind of like what they call a niche or a niche, right? Depending on how you want to pronounce that word, can be so hard because we want to help everybody. Okay. So I am offering a free masterclass on Friday, March 10th. So if you're listening to this before then, it's time, still have time to register. I'll have a link for you to be able to register available in the description of the bio here. And would love for you to attend and to figure out how you can start to narrow that niche down so you can attract your dream clients, right? You want those dream clients. And so how do you do that in a way that's in alignment with who you are, in alignment with your soul, and not kind of listening to all the external messages and the subconscious programming? So we're going to go through that in the masterclass. My goal is that you leave that class and you have some idea of where you are going with your niche, right? And you feel inspired to move forward. Okay, so if that's something that you're interested in attending, it's for free. I want to help as many of you as I can, and I hope to see you there. So in the meantime, if you haven't already followed the podcast, or followed on YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, please go ahead and do that. I'd love to stay in touch with you, and and continue to share wisdom and insights that could help you as an entrepreneur. So this is Kavita with Aligned and Soulful Success. Until next week, take good care. Bye.